Setting up an RODI system. Typical plumbing. A system consists of a tap water connection to a carbon filter. The carbon filter removes chlorine to protect the service life of the RO membrane, and the output is routed there. The RO membrane has two outputs, flush water and permeate, cleaner water. The flush water routes the calcium, magnesium and other solids out the flush valve, and sends the permeate onto the DI resin filter. Often the permeate is clean enough for cleaning things like solar panels, so an RO choice valve is often installed and used to divert the permeate directly out to cleaning. For windows, the permeate is sent onto the DI filter for final polishing of water for pure water cleaning. Pure water cleanliness is measured by a TDS meter and is between 0 and 9 on the TDS meter. Let's review an RODI system.
All right, let's look at how you would plumb up your RODI system on a do-it-yourself basis. So the first filter in the system is the carbon filter. It's generally coming in directly from tap water, or potentially if you're using a tank draw, you would have a pump before this to pump water into this carbon filter. This 10-inch filter's got good for 30,000. Space consideration on this, guys, he's running two side by side. You can run a 20-inch one and get double the production without having to have two canisters, but this installation is height limited. So the water gets then filtered by the carbon filter. The carbon filter inlets, in order to get great flow inside, they're 1 inch. So we put a bushing in here first, and then the 1/2-inch fittings for everything else we do. Because when we run these with big pumps like P40s and all, we need 1 inch in and out in order to have these filters be able to filter the water for mondo flow. The output water coming from the carbon filter is then either going to go, if you're running tap water, directly into the input of your RO membrane, or in this case, they're going to boost it with 12-volt booster pumps. So that's this output of the carbon's going up to these two 12-volt pumps. So you got an in and an out. All right. So the water comes from the carbon, tap water in through the carbon filter. Then this hose goes into your pump if you're using a pump. If you're not using a pump, the pump's not there. It's just going to go directly into the end of the RO on the outside. That starts the RO for your RO filtration. So water is now filling up into the RO membrane, and on the other side of this, we have the center is the filtered water called permeate, RO water out. That's the center connection. RO water out. You'll only have one center connected. One side or the other, doesn't matter which side you use. The opposite side from where the water comes in, you'll have your RO flush. So these two on the side port, not the center because that's permeate, the side port, these two join together and they run off to your RO flush valve. So you go into the RO flush valve. This is now in production mode. When I'm flushing, I turn it straight, and the water then comes out this at a very high rate and is flushing the RO membrane. You do this at the beginning of your job and at the end of your job, and then while you're producing water, you turn this valve back across in this instance, and a small amount of water will come out of here, needs to be plumbed to go somewhere. So now we have our RO waste plumbed. The permeate water that's coming out of the center connection, that's the filtered RO water, is going to go on, in this case, going into a tanker or into a DI. This is going to connect to your DI housing. This is a 20-inch housing on the input side, and then on the output side, it's going to go off to your water fed pole or your solar brush, or you might have a TDS meter. This is a TDS meter, and it has a probe that goes into a T in your system that measures the total dissolved solids and reports it on this screen as a number. So right now, of course, it's 0 because there's not in the water and to measure. But that will go on most systems after your DI.